Back on our book, 12%. I want to read you a poem, a sweet little poem written by a man named Tim Weiss, who was understandably upset when Hillary Clinton lost to Trump. Oof, that's scary. I keep doing oof every time something amazes me. Hillary Clinton versus, how did it get that bad? I mean, really? Wow. Does anybody honestly think it would have been better under Hillary Clinton? She would have started a war with Russia. Probably. That woman, if you looked up the word evil bitch, which I guess is an expression rather than a word, you'd find her picture. She was nasty. Oof. Okay, so anyway, this guy Tim Weiss, I think, Weasel. Anyway, it's spelled W-I-S-E, and he wrote a nice little poem. Oh no, it's an open letter, but it's written like a poem. So it's called a letter. I think it's a poem that's called a letter. A letter to the white people. Oh no, to the white right. Right? On the occasion of your recent successful temper tantrum. People remember how upset people were when Trump was elected? Oh my God, the pink hat ladies and all that, screaming their heads off. Anyway, so this is not a pink hat lady. This is a white guy, pretty well respected writer, I think. God, I can't imagine how you could call this a poem. Okay, here you go. For y'all rich folks, enjoy that champagne or whatever fancy ass scotch you drink. Okay, so of course Tim Weiss talks nothing like that. What I've noticed about people who talk like that is they aren't the dummies that we were taught to think they are. Like, just a guy like Trey Gowdy. They're more pleasant and better informed. Not all of them. You know, there's some pretty wicked hillbillies, that's for sure. Anyway, so, and for all a bit lower on the economic scale, enjoy your Pabst Blue Ribbon or whatever shitty-ass flavor you prefer. Whatever the case and whatever your economic situation, know this. You need to drink up, boy. I added the boy. And quickly and heavily. Because your time is limited. So what's great about this is that he has the freedom to say this so that we can know what an asshole he is. And also, I think that if you're going to surveil the Proud Boys, you should be a little consistent and surveil a guy like this. So he's saying to people who supported Trump that your time is limited. Real damn limited. So party while you can, but mind the increasingly loud clock ticking away in the corners of your consciousness. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Time is passing, and you know. That'll be the end of you. Tick, tock. It's ticking for you too, Timmy. Did you ever think of that? Okay. So party while you can, but mind the increasingly loud click-tock. Okay. The clock that reminds you how little time you and yours have left. Not much now. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. I know you think you've taken your country back with this election. And of course you've always thought it was yours for the taking. Because that's what so that's, it's not like that Indian joke. Who's we, white man? He's a white man. We're bred to believe that it's ours, and how anyone else say otherwise, but you're wrong. I couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't write this down. So I just wrote blah, blah, blah. So make a note of it. Tweet it to yourself. Put it on your Facebook wall and leave it there so you'll remember that I told you so. This isn't hubris. This isn't ideology. It's not wishful thinking. It's math. Not even advanced math. Just simple, basic, like third grade math. I think this is the worst poem I've ever heard. So thank you, Tim. We know what a lousy poet you are. We know what a racist, hateful, vengeful, small-minded, twisted little heart phony you are. I bet you wrote this for the money. So this ain't wishful thinking. It's math. Not even advanced math. Just simple, basic, like third grade math. I don't think this is third grade math. I mean, you got a population that's reproducing at a certain rate and dying at a certain rate, and you're talking about white people, so they're moving into the country and out of the country. I think this is actually pretty difficult statistics. The title of this book is 12%, because it was pointed out at one time that there's only 12% of the world now is white people. And we went to something for a while, I guess. But the thing is that we're 12% now of 7 billion. So there's more white people alive right now than at any other time in human history. Yeah. Go, whitey. You're going to have to deal with us for a long time. Anyway, it's just basic third grade math. The kind of math that proves how you're kind. Mostly older. Oh, thanks, Tim. As I grow older, I like to think about the tick-tock, tick-tock. And my race will finally be extinguished, and you know, all this thing. Okay, the kind of math that proves how you're kind, mostly older white folk, beholden to an absurd, inaccurate, nostalgic fantasy of what America used to be like. You're dying. You're dying, boy. Blah, blah, blah. Fine, keep it up. It doesn't matter. Because you're on the endangered list. And this is where relates to an idea that I had a while ago. Because you're on the endangered list. And unlike, say, the bald eagle or some exotic species of muskrat, you're not worth saving. Okay, let's imagine that he's confusing race and political ideology. Okay, so actually there's a lot of us around still, and but wouldn't it be a tragedy if the red hair and the blonde hair and the green eyes and the blue eyes disappeared? Like, wouldn't that be worth saving? Just the racial aspect of it. Anyway, 40 years or so, maybe fewer. There won't be any more white people around who actually remember that Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best, Opie Taylor down at the fishing hole corner poem bullshit that you hold so dear and close to your heart. There won't be any more white folks around who think the 1950s were the good old days. Blah, blah, blah. It's okay, because in about 40 years, half the country will be black or brown. And there's nothing you can do about it. We could have more kids. We could encourage immigration from Hungary, but they won't come because Hungarians have decided, no, hang on, this is our territory. We'll decide who comes in and out. And it's quite successful. They've got a strongman guy, probably as little bit as nuts as Trump. Trump is literally a sadist. You remember that time that he wanted the heckler at the rally to get beat up? Remember that? That's when I go, he's a sadist. And you assholes are going to get him reelected. You got him reelected the first time because people were tired of political correctness. Next time they're going to elect him because they're tired of critical race theory. I guess that, it'll give the CNN something to report on. They can't make any money without mentioning Trump. Okay, So there's going to be black and brown people, and they know how to regroup and plot and plan. And they're planning even now. We are your destruction. I mean, that's where freedom of speech ends when you start promoting violence. If you promote violence, then people have got a right to shut you down. Even if it is violence towards dumb old white fellers like me, I still think it's wrong. We're planning your destruction. And I do not mean by that your physical destruction. We don't play those games. We're not into the whole Second Amendment remedies, militia, armed resistance bullshit that your side fetishizes. See, we don't have to be. We don't need guns. A lot of Americans had guns the last little while. They didn't use them while people were tearing cities down. And you want to bow to somebody, bow to not just white Americans, Americans that had guns and watched that stuff happen and didn't shoot. That's phenomenal. We just have to be patient, wait for you to pass into that good night, first politically, and then, well, dot. Oh, Tim, you're killing me here. You're celebrating my death. Oh, you've really hurt my feelings. Fucko. Woo. Timmy, baby. Okay, and wait for you to pass into that good night after politically, and then, well, I think he means physical. Do you hear it? The sound of your empire dying. Your nation, as you know it, ending permanently. This kind of end just tends to be permanent, Tim. Let me ask you, Tim, what are you going to miss most about life after you die? Nothing. You're not going to miss anything, Tim. You're going to be dead. So, do you hear it? That's the sound of your empire dying. Your nation, as you know it, ended permanently. Because I do, and the sound of its demise is beautiful. Whew. Oh, Tim. I hope you die, Timmy.